India gets a new parliament. The Prime Minister inaugurates the new parliament building in a grand ceremony. In his historic speech, he says, "We will bear witness to a new dawn." The sacred scepter, the Sengol, has been installed in the Lok Sabha chamber. 20 opposition parties boycott the inauguration of the new parliament. They say it's like the Prime Minister's coronation. The opposition boycotted the inauguration of the new parliament, saying that it should be the President and not the Prime Minister inaugurating the parliament. And as we celebrate a new milestone in India's democracy, just 2 kilometers from India's new parliament, top women wrestlers of the country are dragged, pushed and detained. The wrestlers were released after more than 7 hours. The Delhi police has now filed an FIR against the protesting wrestlers. 40 insurgents shot dead in Manipur, says Chief Minister Biren Singh. Union Home Minister Amit Shah to visit Manipur on Monday.
साष्टांग नमस्कार कर रहे हैं। भाई राम मनोज झारखंड से
आज नया भारत नए लक्ष्य तय कर रहा है, नए रास्ते गढ़ रहा है, नया जोश है, नया उमंग है, नया सफर है, नई सोच है, दिशा नहीं है, दृष्टि नहीं है, संकल्प नया है, विश्वास नया है।
And well, it's a historic day for India's democracy. We now have a new seat of our power centre. The Prime Minister said that 28th of May will be etched in history as India now has a new parliament after almost a century of the British-era parliament being used by our MPs. The Prime Minister inaugurated the parliament building and he said that we now have a new centre of the world's largest democracy. But it was inaugurated with almost zero representation from the opposition. 20 opposition parties, including the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party, the Samajwadi Party, the NCP, they boycotted the inauguration and they said that it should be the constitutional head, the president of the country, who should be inaugurating the new parliament and not the Prime Minister. It was a day of ceremonies and the Prime Minister made that historic speech saying that we will bear witness to a new dawn.
28 मई 2023 का ये दिन ऐसा ही शुभ अवसर है। देश आजादी के 75 वर्ष होने पर अमृत महोत्सव मना रहा है। इस अमृत महोत्सव में भारत के लोगों ने अपने लोकतंत्र को संसद के इस नए भवन का उपहार दिया है। आज सुबह ही संसद भवन परिसर में सर्वपंथ प्रार्थना हुई है। मैं सभी देशवासियों को भारतीय लोकतंत्र के इस स्वर्णिम क्षण की बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। महान चोल साम्राज्य में सेंगोल को कर्तव्य पथ का, सेवा पथ का, राष्ट्र पथ का प्रतीक माना जाता था। राजा जी और आदिनम के संतों के मार्गदर्शन में यही सेंगोल सत्ता के हस्तांतरण का प्रतीक बना था। तमिलनाडु से विशेष तौर पर आए हुए आदिनम के संत आज सुबह संसद भवन में हमें आशीर्वाद देने उपस्थित हुए थे। मैं उन्हें पुनः श्रद्धापूर्वक नमन करता हूं। उनके ही मार्गदर्शन में लोकसभा में ये पवित्र सेंगोल स्थापित हुआ है।
Well, how was India's new parliament inaugurated? It was a day of ceremonies, and the Prime Minister's day began at 7:30 a.m. with a traditional puja and a multi-faith prayer. So, befitting ceremony there for the inauguration of India's new parliament. With the historic Sengol in his hand, the Prime Minister unveiling the new seat of the world's largest democracy. The sacred scepter now stands next to the Speaker's chair, front and centre of the grand new parliament inaugurated by the Prime Minister today. The look of the centre of India's power corridors redefined on this historic day. At the crack of dawn, the Prime Minister arrived at the new building for a traditional puja that began with Vedic chants and a multi-faith prayer. And then came the Shashtang Dandvat Pranam, the Prime Minister prostrating reverentially before the Sengol before the Adinam saints handed it over. After the symbol of just rule placed in its designated position, the Parliament, sans the opposition, stood in unity for the national anthem. The real heroes of the day, however, were not the parliamentarians, but the Shramjeevis, or the workers who built the new Parliament in a record time of 3 years. Their felicitation by the Prime Minister, a fitting touch, as the new Parliament, in the words of PM Modi, is a reflection of 135 crore Indians and that of our ambitions and emotions.
हम भारतीयों का
मुक्त मातृभूमि को नवीन प्राण चाहिए, नवीन पर्व के लिए नवीन प्राण चाहिए.
But as the world's largest democracy embarks on a new journey, there was almost no representation from the opposition, which said it should have been the constitutional head of the country, the president, inaugurating the new parliament and not the Prime Minister.
पण राज्यसभेचे प्रमुख जे आहेत, चेअरमन आहेत, ते उपराष्ट्रपती आहेत. त्यांचं त्या ठिकाणी कुठंच उपस्थिती यत्किंचितही दिसली नाही आणि त्यामुळं हा सगळाच कार्यक्रम, हा सगळा सोहळा असा मर्यादित घटकांच्या पुरताच होता का काय अशी शंका येणारी स्थिती आहे. की जे जुनं पार्लमेंट आहे, आम्हाला लोकांच्या कदाचित अनेक वर्ष असल्यामुळे एखाद्या गोष्टीचं तुमचं एक आस्था निर्माण होते.
For us as taxpayers, it's really not the building but the institution that matters. One hopes that our constitutional ideals remain intact in this new parliament. The hope is also that our parliamentarians shed some old habits and there are less disruptions and more legislative debate in the new parliament. In New Delhi with camera person Xavier Thomas, Vedant for NDTV. Well, the Prime Minister's speech was particularly crucial. He made important references in his speech and also talked about his plan for Viksit Bharat and how the new parliament will, in a sense, bolster the government's bid to reach that goal quickly. We dissect Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech and literally give you the A to Z of that historic speech.
Prime Minister today, while dedicating the new parliament to the nation, touched upon a variety of issues. Alphabetically, we try to break some of them down for you. Prime Minister, right at the outset, spoke about Amrit Mahotsav, which people of our country have immensely contributed to. Lord Baseswara is a thing of pride for all of us, he said. Our constitution is our resolution, was Prime Minister's observation. Just like democracy is our inspiration. The new parliament will witness the spirit of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat in every particle of this building. Talking about pre-1947 era, he said that there was a time when every Indian was a freedom fighter. Talking about last 9 years, Prime Minister said any expert will treat these 9 years as years of reconstruction and Garib Kalyan. History is witness that the faith of Indians is not limited to the nation itself, he said. When India moves forward, the world moves forward, were the words of the Prime Minister. This is an India that walks the path of policy and justice and becomes stronger, concluded the Prime Minister. Talking about the new building, PM observed that this place has both colour as well as kaushal. Prime Minister pointed out that the interiors of Lok Sabha are themed on the national bird peacock and Rajya Sabha on the national flower lotus. He also mentioned Mahabharata, where one can find the description of a republic, and said that India has lived and breathed democracy. We will have to move with the spirit of nation first. Restoring the old glory is one of the wishes of this government. Need for a new parliament was being felt for a long time, and Prime Minister said he finally decided to put the plan into action. Quest for glory is what this government is going to strive for. He mentioned the granite from Rajasthan, timber from Maharashtra and carpet from Bhadoi artisans. Having placed the historic Sengol next to the seat of the Speaker, he said he was happy to see that Sengol got its rightful place in the temple of democracy. Highlighting the inscription found in Tamil Nadu belonging to 900 AD, the Prime Minister said that it surprises people even till this day. Ultra-modern state-of-art building that is fitted with cutting-edge technology is fitted in the new parliament. Vikas Yatra, he said, will take the country to the next level. Willpower to execute, Sankalp to Siddhi. This is going to be the medium for realizing the dreams of the freedom fighters. Talking about the newfound enthusiasm, Prime Minister said that we need to pledge for a new journey with new excitement. Prime Minister said that the new parliament will strengthen the nation's belief in its success and will inspire everyone, especially the youth, towards a Viksit Bharat. Finally, the zeal that Prime Minister mentioned while saying that this was the best time to work towards an improved India. NDTV Bureau Report.
But as India celebrated a new milestone in its democracy, the country's top women wrestlers protesting at Jantar Mantar were detained. They were dragged and pushed on the streets of the national capital. Remember, women wrestlers have been protesting, demanding the arrest of Wrestling Federation Chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who is also a member of the BJP. Remember, these were peaceful protests and they were trying to march towards the new parliament without permission. That's what the Delhi police have said. And in fact, the Delhi police have now filed an FIR against the protesting wrestlers as well. I'm joined by Arvind Gunasekar on the phone line. Arvind, what are the sections under which the Delhi police have now filed an FIR against the protesting wrestlers who were, by the way, protesting peacefully?
Vedant, the Delhi police has registered an FIR against the wrestlers who are protesting at Jantar Mantar. All those wrestlers were removed from Jantar Mantar today morning, and today later in the evening, Delhi police has registered an FIR at the Barakamba police station. According to our sources, Delhi police has invoked almost 6 sections under Indian Penal Code against the wrestlers, and also the Public Property Destruction Act has also been invoked in this particular FIR. So what we are being told is that, according to sources, the wrestlers have been booked under charges of rioting and also destroying public property and also disrupting the public servant from functioning, and also causing an hurt to the public servant has also been invoked by the Delhi police in the FIR that has been lodged against wrestlers. So what we are being told is that, according to our sources, some of the wrestlers also tried returning to Jantar Mantar some time back, and police has denied permission to all the wrestlers. And what we are being told is that these wrestlers will also be summoned for investigation by the Delhi police in due course.
Right, Arvind, thanks so much for that update. And as you were pointing out that wrestlers in fact did try to return to Jantar Mantar, and they were not allowed by the Delhi police to actually protest there. Now remember, Jantar Mantar just few meters away, in fact few kilometers away from the new parliament where the grand celebrations were underway. But let's actually listen in to what Bajrang Punia had to say, given that wrestlers had to go back again to Jantar Mantar to protest, but they were not given permission by the Delhi police.
घर जाने का तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं है भाई, जब तक न्याय नहीं मिल जाता। अभी जाके 10 घंटे से जो हमारे साथी हैं सब अलग अलग डिटेन कर रखे थे, गिरफ्तार कर रखे थे, तो अभी सबसे लास्ट में मेरे को ही छोड़ा गया है। सभी 7 बजे 7:30 बजे छोड़ दिए थे, लेकिन सबसे लास्ट में मेरे को ही छोड़ा गया है। एक बार जाके मिल के बैठ के बात करेंगे, उसके बाद डिसाइड।
पूरी तरीके से साफ कर दिया गया है।
कोई नहीं, वो तो पहले भी
वहाँ पर किसी की भी एंट्री भी नहीं दी जा रही है, ना मीडिया कर्मी ना आपके समर्थन में जो लोग आ रहे थे, तो किसी को भी
कोई नहीं। वो सुबह एक बार बैठ के बात करें तो उसके बाद बताएंगे।
मतलब अभी जंतर मंतर जाने का फैसला है या नहीं?
अभी एक बार मैंने बताया, साथियों से मिलके बैठ के बात करेंगे, उसके बाद करेंगे।
आज नई पार्लियामेंट का उद्घाटन था, ब्रजभूषण भी वहाँ पर पहुँचे थे, कैसे देखते हैं, क्या कहेंगे?
देश का दुर्भाग्य है जो एक आरोपी नए संसद भवन का उद्घाटन हो रहा है, लोकतंत्र भवन का उद्घाटन हो रहा है और एक आरोपी उसमें बैठा है, तो ये देश के लिए बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है।
क्या सोर्सेज बता रही दिल्ली पुलिस?
So well, remember the wrestlers were left, were released by the police after almost 7 to 8 hours. A really unfortunate situation given the fact that Jantar Mantar is a designated spot for protests in the national capital. Moving now to our other big focus, the northeastern state of Manipur. Now today, 40 terrorists were shot dead. The terrorists, according to the chief minister, came to villages to burn down homes, and as per sources, commandos are engaging insurgents for over 8 hours. Now remember, this particular incident of 40 terrorists being shot down comes just a day ahead of Union Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Manipur on Monday. Now this visit is crucial because it comes after ethnic clashes were reported in various parts of Manipur. In fact, the centre has now, of course, security has been ramped up across Manipur, and additional forces were rushed in by the centre as well earlier, and now the whole attempt is to bring the situation back to normalcy. So Amit Shah to visit Manipur on Monday.